What's going on, folks? This is Mr. Apathy, Devlin James, coming at you with a new video. And this is Apathy Unplugged. Now, you see the title of the video. Black Men Walking Away from MGTOW. Now, before I jump into this video, I want to read an article for you from Amelia Schroer. American racism is filthy, disgusting, ugly, and awful. Some of the most unthinkable atrocities and human tragedies have occurred on this land. America was built upon the genocide, rape, and cultural eradication of indigenous peoples, and the capture, enslavement, torture, rape, lynching, and murder of black people. Centuries later, Black Americans continue to be the targets of institutionalized murder, discrimination, exploitation, incarceration, poverty, appropriation, and exclusion. Now, in another section of this article, I'm not going to read the whole thing. The links are going to be in the description box. You can read them yourself. This is something we all should find deeply troubling. This is something we should all be talking about and fighting to change. When black teenagers are shot down by police, it is because of racism, not that they were acting suspicious, quote unquote. We cannot stand for these things to be covered up or explained away. We're talking about murder. And we all need to confront our own racism so we can break this horrible cycle. Now, the name of that article was How Can White People Better Talk About Racism? By Amelia Schroer, once again. She also did another article, Hands Up, Don't Shoot. And again, I'll have links to both of these articles in the description box. So why did I read that article? Why am I bringing this up? Why am I making this video? Well, I've been quiet for a while. I haven't made any videos, as we know, but I've been watching a lot of videos and been watching a lot of new talent coming to the stage, which I'm very happy. I like the new channels that have been created by the brothers, and I'm going to give a shout out to those brothers at the end of the video. And I've been paying attention to what's been going on in the news, all the shootings. Walter Scott being the most traumatic one to watch for me. Just watching that man gunned down, right? And all this stuff. And the so-called MGTOW community really hasn't addressed anything as far as that. And these are men. Majority of these are men, young men getting gunned down. And MGTOW is addressing men's issues, but within the parameters that we keep race out of it. Okay. So you have that on one end, and then on the other end you have a white woman who's calling out racism without apology. Calling it out. To me, that speaks volumes. To me, anyone who looks at that and doesn't understand why there's starting to be an exodus of black men leaving the MGTOW label and moving on to build a platform where we as black men in America, in racist-ass, murderous America, can come together and discuss, share our pain, share our plans for the future, share how we're going to come together and come with a solution, how are we going to survive, and not only that, try and thrive as we're living under this system of white supremacy. So moving on, you'll be hard pressed to find any videos in the MGTOW community exclusively addressing the issues that black men are currently dealing with in America, as far as being gunned down by police officers, You'd be hard pressed to find videos like that in the MGTOW community, which is fine. It is what it is. There have been, however, a few videos made in the manosphere, attempting to tackle the situation, and not in all videos, but most of them, I've noticed the same recurring theme. First off, the person giving the commentary, they're usually skittish about calling it for what it is, in my opinion. You usually hear them, let's not jump to the conclusion that this was racism or hate crime or hatred against black people. Let's wait till we have more evidence before we assess this. This after seeing like a man being gunned down or choked out or what have you. Let's wait for more evidence. Okay. What other evidence do you need? Number one. The information is right there. I mean, if you want to speak on a subject like that, at least call it out for what it is. I mean, you telling me these women that write these articles in Huffington Post have more balls than you do on the subject because they're calling it out? So that's the first thing. Secondly, when you say something like that, you act like we're living in, we're in America. You act like America is actively seeking justice for these individuals, these people who are being murdered, who are being gunned down by these thugs with badges. You act like there's actually an organization that's really seeking justice for us. I mean, you can look at the history and see that's not the case. Even with this South Carolina church shooting, I heard that the cops took this kid out. They put a bulletproof vest on him and they took him out to Burger King. Probably treated him to a Whopper. Saying something like, you know what? I would have done it myself, but I can't. Not with all the heat that, is currently going on with the Walter Scott thing. So there's no fucking other evidence that's going to be coming in. Call it for what it is if you're going to speak on it. And number three, and my final point, my final issue with people who want to offer their commentary on white men who want to try and offer their commentary on what's going on in the black community. After they're done with their commentary and, whatever, let's not jump to conclusions, let's wait till we get more information. Then they want to run in right behind that and jump on their soapbox and offer critiques to our community. Right? Well, I should be able to offer a critique to your community without being labeled a racist. Well, I'm going to talk to that right now. And I'm talking, this is my opinion. I'm not speaking for any other black man but myself. I personally don't consider you a racist. I'd say I consider you a pompous ass who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Because until you are a black man in America, until you are pushing against the same racist, oppressive system of white supremacy that black men in America are pushing against to try and make something happen, and you understand the pain, the stress, the psychological toil that takes on you, plus knowing that if some cop or something were to happen where you would be gunned down, there's no justice because black lives don't matter. Until you fully understand that, feel free to come and critique whatever. But until you understand what that is, how that feels, shut the fuck up. Keep your fucking opinion to yourself. I don't fucking want to hear it. And the fucking funny thing is, some of these men don't even live in the country of America, but they come with their critiques. If I were to listen to anyone for a critique on the situation of the community, I would listen to a Dr. Boyce Watkins, because that's a fellow black man who has been and continues to push up against the same system of oppression that I do. He understands white supremacy, and he's far more educated than I am. And chances are he went to a racist ass institution to get that credibility. So I would listen to him, and he has all the credibility in my book. Now, leaving this discussion and moving forward. Now, if you haven't figured it out already from the tone of this video, I am also joining the exodus of black men who are dropping the MGTOW label. Truth be told, black men have been MGTOW. Most black men, including myself, have been MGTOW before MGTOW had a name. So the majority of us, we're dropping the label, but we're continuing the lifestyle that we've been living long before MGTOW, was coined MGTOW. So my channel is going to be changing the format. Apathy Unplugged. I'll be dealing primarily with black men's issues. So for any non-black subscribers who have a problem with that, please take the time now to unsubscribe. Nothing against you. This is nothing against your race. It's just that I have to deal with the issues that are bothering me as a black man. I have to deal with the issues that I'm passionate about. And I have no more passion for this MGTOW movement. Honestly, I have no passion to talk about Mad Max Fury Road and how it's feminist propaganda. This is not an issue for me. I don't care. Mad Max. I mean, what? The original Mad Max was just amazing how much stink was made over this thing. Original Mad Max with Mel Gibson, portrayed by Mel Gibson. The same racist ass Mel Gibson that said to his ex-girlfriend, I hope you get raped by a gang of niggers. That guy? Yeah, no. I have no passion to talk about anything concerning that. Because my battle as a black man lies elsewhere. Nothing against you and your movement. I wish you well. But like a relationship where, you're in a relationship and the woman's no longer providing for your needs or doesn't offer you a platform where you can communicate with her about what's stressing you, what's bothering you. You don't sit there and try and bitch to change her into that person that you want to be. And black men are not doing that. We're not trying to change the mission statement from MGTOW. No, we're just parting ways. We're saying, okay, well, we're going to go our separate ways. That's it. No hard feelings. Consider this a divorce. D-I-V-O-R-C-E. A divorce. It's a divorce. I will no longer be producing MGTOW videos on my channel going forward.